Bonjour la vie. Good morning, sunshine. Well, it's good to be outside today. No rain, no snow, and be speaking to you this morning. This morning, I'd like to answer your question. How can you or how can I avoid cancer? And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 major keys. There are more than that. But let's say that those 3 ones are really the ones I recommend you to follow. So, what are the 3 keys? How can you avoid cancer? You have to know that it's expected that every second person is going to go through cancer at one point in their life. Those are the statistics that you find right now in the newspapers and in some magazines and very informed papers. So it's really a good topic, I think. And it's really something you can ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do right now to avoid cancer or any other disease, because there are enough around us, and even COVID. So let me share with you the 3 keys. The first one, and I'm sure if you've been following my videos, you know which one's going to be: food, nutrition. Yes, you really have to look at your nutrition. You know, I'm a food science engineer, so I really know what the food industry does. Some of things are okay, and some are really not okay. And many food that we find in our supermarket are super inflammatory, meaning that they're going to enhance inflammation inside of your body. And what is this? Processed food mainly. So I really invite you to look at how much processed food you eat every day, how much comfort food you eat every day, and how much you have, or how many fruits, how many vegetables do you eat every day. You know, I've had to go through the same question at one point in my life, and I found a way to avoid supermarkets because they are made, and I worked, how many years? 5 years for a supermarket, so I know exactly what they do. The way they put food around the shelves, and when you have the entry and the exit of the supermarket, is not just like that. It is very well made. Here in Switzerland, we usually have at the entry the bread, and it smells so good. You cannot resist it. And then next to the bread, you have all the cakes, all the cookies. Look at that. Pay attention how your supermarket is done and prepared. So I tend, and I do everything to avoid the supermarket. I go to the local markets, to the farmers, to local stores that have much more vegetables and fruits, because then I have less tendency to get bread and cakes and other stuff and sodas and all this, because on a regular market in town there is no soda and there is no cake. So that's a good thing to do. And another thing it's easy in fact, is look at your plate. I said it already, I think 2 weeks ago, but I'm going to repeat it. If it's brown or white, flush it down. If it's green, put it in. So it means that your plate has to have at least 50% of green, orange, yellow stuff, which means that you're having vegetables and fruits. And if possible, at least 50% also raw food. Why? Because you're going to have minerals and vitamins that your body and your cells need in order to be healthy and stay healthy and be resistant against any virus or even cancer. So that's one thing I really invite for you to look at, is look at your food. How do you eat? Cook yourself instead of buying ready-made food. And, you know, I'm thinking really of doing some videos on cooking, because we also think it's going to be long and complicated, but it's not. It's not, really not. I'm a full-time, I work full-time and I have not so much time to prepare my food, but I take the time and it takes me 15 minutes, half an hour, and I have a delicious meal full of healthy stuff. So look around and buy yourself some cookbooks. So that's the first key. Second key, I put it on second, but I think it's even more important than the first one. Stress. We tend to forget how much stress we have around us. And, I'm listening to the birds flying around me, and I hear that kind of noise. But how much noise do you have around you? How much noise do you have at your office? How much if you're now having, home office, you may have less noise, but you may have your kids around, or the radio, or the TV. This is all impacting us, and we don't even realize it. You have also to know that stress is responsible for 90% of all the diseases on this planet. Can you imagine? Stress. So look at the amount of stress you have in your life and reduce it. I always ask my clients, and I'm going to ask you the following question. What is draining your life energy right now? What is pulling this energy? What is putting you down? What is taking your motivation down? What is it? And really face that thing. I don't know what it is. It can be a relationship. It can be something at work. It can be the place where you live. Whatever it is, look at it, face it, and do whatever you can do to eliminate or reduce it. Negative thoughts, negative emotions, also so important to release. And because they're nagging, they're inside of us, and they have the stress and those emotions, the negative emotions, have so much impact on our cells. We don't even realize. We take it, we're so used to the stress that we think we're going to go through it. And I was like that at one point. When I look back, I went through so much stress. And I just accepted it because I thought it was normal. It was the way to work. It was the way to live. Being a full-time engineer, entrepreneur, and having 2 kids to raise, and a husband who was a pilot, traveling around, never home, and a home to look after. I thought that was normal to be so stressed. No, it's not. So what can you do? First of all, as I said before, look at it. Face the situation. Don't put your hand in the sand. Really look, what can you do? What is in your own responsibility? Because you're not going to be able to act on the other person or on the others. You can only act on yourself. So what is in your hands? That's the thing. Second thing, find 5 to 20 minutes in the morning and in the evening to meditate, to breathe, to slow down. Just for you, 5 minutes. If you have no room, go to the bathroom, close the door, lock the door, and just put yourself in, stay in the bathroom for 5 minutes, morning and evening. You're going to see. Just meditate 5 minutes, breathe deeply 5 minutes, and that's already enough to slow down and to reduce the stress. Third key is, in fact, breathing. Today I'm going to give you this key, but there are others, as I told you. Third key is exercising, moving. We need oxygen. Our cells need oxygen in order to be healthy. And the way we work and live is very often we sit for hours and hours at our desk, especially now in the lockdown, and we don't breathe, we don't go out, we don't oxygenate ourselves. And it is so important. As I said, our cells need oxygen. And it's not about, exercising hard and all this. No. In the book that Schopfer and Tenzi wrote together, I don't know if I got the name of the book, but anyway, they said 5 minutes per working hours Move 5 minutes per working hours per day. What is it? Well, go to work on foot, or just go down at the stop before your work. So you walk a few miles before going to work, or do jumping jacks in front of your window. That's easy. Whatever you find. I go for walks. I'm happy to have this kind of nature around me, and I can go out and go to the nature. So I go for walks. And if it's too late, well, I just walk around the house quickly, so that I have to breathe deeply and I get oxygen. It is so important. This is what I wanted to tell you today. If you want to know more, I'm going to do a course on all those topics and giving you more keys than these 3. As from Thursday, I'm holding a course with Chanel every Thursday for 7 weeks at 4:30 p.m. CET. And there we're going to share with you all the keys we know in order to stay healthy and have a vibrant life and vibrant health, because it is so important to stay healthy and know how. When you know how, then you can hold the leads of your life, and you can decide for your life. So tell me, with all this, what are you doing today in order to stay healthy and be vibrantly healthy? Or what are you going to implement as from today to increase and make sure that you avoid any disease as well as cancer? I'm happy to see your comments. You have a great week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, next Monday. You take care. Bye.